And we're back with some more Arizona Coyotes franchise mode in FHM 10. And this one, before we get started with year number 2, there are a couple of things we need to go over. So Matvei Michkov has been offered a contract extension worth $5.15 million for the next, I believe it was 3 years that I offered him. So after the performance that he had last season, I figure that he deserved it. He had 66 points in 77 games played. And then you also have the situation with Owen Power, 27 years of age, so he's at the peak of his career now. Not going to be growing too much more. His cap hit's at 8.35 for this year. However, he wants 9.9 for 5 years, almost 10 mil. That's just way too much for a player like Owen Power. I mean, he is good, but not 10 mil good. No thanks. I don't feel like giving him that kind of deal for what was it again? 5 years? Yeah, he wants 5 years too. Yeah, that's just not happening. So we're going to be moving on from him right away. In fact, I'm not going to even consider taking him into the season, because if he does well, then I'm going to want to keep him. And unless he puts up like an 80-point season, then I don't think it's really worth it. So we're going to be trading him to the LA Kings, as the Kings are on his no trade list. We'll be sending him over there along with a second-round pick from St. Louis in exchange for a first, a second, and a third. So obviously we're going to be dumping a lot of cap here in the form of Owen Power, and we're getting some good stuff back, or at least we should be getting some good stuff back. We'll see what this year's draft holds for us, but we're going to offer this trade, and hopefully they accept. So actually, while I'm thinking of it, let's just go and check the draft as it currently stands for this upcoming year. So it looks like we have a couple of 4-star potentials in there, in Deschenais and DuPont. Then you have Appleby as the 3.5-star defenseman. Then it falls down to Beardle as the 3-star defenseman. Then 2.5-star. It seems like it's better than last year's draft for sure, right off the bat anyway. But you know, still a little lackluster. So hopefully that Owen Power trade goes through before the start of the regular season, as we're about 5 days away, I believe. Yeah, the first game's on October 4th against Boston. Now the question is, who is going to be replacing Power? Well, not including Power, we do already have 6 defensemen, so I don't think we need to worry about anyone in the top 6. I think if we just call up a solid replacement defenseman, like maybe a 2-star defenseman to fill in as the 7th, then that will be good enough for now. So let's go out to free agency and see if anybody's there. There's Darnell Nurse, who is currently on tryout with the Oilers, but is nonetheless a free agent. So what did he do last year? He was with Tampa last year, for the past 3 years actually. 18 points in 74 games played, 61 grade, 135 hits, so I like that. How much is he asking for? 3.1. I mean, it's only for 1 year, and we do actually need to fill up a bit of cap, especially now that we're getting rid of Owen Power, because that's subtracting 8.35 from a salary cap hit that's already at 70.3, so we're going to be really close to the floor after this trade with Power. So signing Darnell Nurse to a 1-year deal for 3.1 mil should not be that big of a deal. In fact, I'll give him a little bit more. I'll go 3.25 plus the bonuses that he wants as well. So ask for a response and submit that offer to him. And there you go. He is now on our roster. Kevin He of the Atlanta Thrashers is on waivers. I was looking at this guy earlier, considering trading for him, but I did not think he would end up on waivers. I mean, let me just get a second look at him here. He's got that 18 getting open. Defensive ratings are pretty good positioning. He's at 16. Physical ratings not bad. Mental ratings not bad. So he's just all around pretty solid. Looks like he'd be a solid second or third line winger. Last season he had a 63 grade with 18 points in 62 games played. So that tells me that he had a pretty good defensive grade. Actually, let me just check his expanded stats here. 64 hits. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I'd be willing to drop Bastion for him. Yeah, in fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't really like Bastion's physical category there. And that's like his main, that's his thing, He's supposed to be a hitter, and he had 140 hits last season. So he certainly did the job as far as what I expected out of him. But I am liking Kevin He here, especially because of his age. He's only 24, and whereas Bastion is 32, and that getting open at 18 is also pretty good. So let's see what kind of role he was in at Atlanta. He only had 768 of time on ice. So where would he have been on their depth chart? Oh yeah, he looks like he might have been like Atlanta's full of 3.5-star and 3-star players. So he might have been honestly like a 4th liner on this team. I mean, there's a reason they dropped him, right? So what's his contract? His cap hit's only 1.1 for 1 year. Although it says his salary is at 2.26. But yeah, I think I'll claim him. LA trade did not go through, and I believe salary is an issue, it seems. Yeah. That was not an issue before when I offered the trade. All right, so let's see what will work here. All right, so I'll retain 10% then. I'll offer that. LA already has 50 players under contract. Okay, let's add a player to their side. That'll be McCalloch. All balanced offer. All right, I'll take the third off. All right, so the offer is now Owen Power with 10% of his salary retained and a second in exchange for McCalloch as just the throwaway player to go in there to make the trade go through, plus the first and a second. So really, we're just getting a first back for Owen Power, and honestly, that's more than I thought we would be able to get back for him. So offer trade, and we'll see if that goes through. And unfortunately, I believe we're going to have to send down somebody here. We're at 25. So I'm going to drop Bastion, place him on waivers, and then I think I'll also drop Nurse just for now since he's our 7th defenseman. I'm going to hope he clears. If not, oh well, it's not a huge deal, right? But I would like to keep him on the team if possible. And here we go into the start of the regular season of year number 2. All right, I think Nurse cleared, yeah. And there it is. The trade from the LA Kings has been accepted. So once again, it is Power at 10% of his salary retained and a second-round pick in exchange for McCalloch as the throw-in player, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick from LA. Complete trade. There it is. So with that out of the way, let's send McCalloch down. And then we will call up Darnell Nurse. And we're currently at 67.1 in salary. Yeah, I would say signing Darnell Nurse was definitely helpful in getting that up there a little bit. Oh, we have received a trade offer for Nathan Bastion. Washington offers Jackson Smith, 1.5-star ability defenseman, 23 years of age, 3-star potential. I mean, he doesn't look bad. He's got a good personality. I like that. He was apparently picked at number 4 by Washington back a few years ago, I guess. Yeah, the mock draft had him going at 7, and then he was picked at number 4 in the 2025 draft. And it looks like so far he has not panned out for them whatsoever. He has barely even had any NHL time since his rookie year, basically. Yeah, he had 57 games played as an 18-year-old and then 28 games played the next year, but nothing since then. So Jackson Smith would certainly be a project. I don't think it's likely that he would make it. Maybe he'd be a good depth player, but I think I'm going to decline for now. Let's see if we can get any slightly better offers. I know we're not going to get a lot for Nathan Bastion. And honestly, if all else fails, then I'll just keep Bastion as a depth player and then I'll release him in the offseason. There's no big deal. No big rush to trade him here. Oh, we have another trade offer. I'm guessing for Nathan Bastion. Yep. 34-year-old Marcus Pettersson. No thanks. It does seem we are getting quite a bit of interest in Nathan Bastion now. Sam McClellan, the 20-year-old, currently injured with dehydration. Jeez. Drink some water there. I don't know. He's not really jumping out to me. Yeah, not feeling it. Like I said, if there's nothing that impresses me, I'd rather just keep him as a depth player. All right, so we're on November 1st. We are 6-7 currently. Currently 6th in the division with 12 points. Let's see how everybody's doing. So you have Michkov and Jaeger tied for the team lead with 11 points. Then you have Keller with 9. He and Walton with 8. 7 for Cedar, 6 for Zimmer, Beck and Sather, 5 for Stenberg and Nassane, 4 for Bachvist and Fedorov. That's another guy we might have to end up trading this year is Adam Bachvist because he's already 30 years of age, and with the way this team is going, I'm not sure if he really fits the window here. They got Henry Muse, Darnell Nurse, and Carter Kostuk with 3 points, 2 points for Moran and Vayu and Mustard, and then 1 for Dufer and Malgard. And then in goal, you have an .898 save percentage for Lascelles. That is a bit rough. And an .880 for Kosa. Yikes. Yeah, goaltending is not doing well so far this year. I mean, I guess the unfit status isn't helping Kosa, but still, I expected a bit more of a Lascelles. Hopefully he can rebound and start performing like he did last season with that .912 save percentage and 18.02 goals saved above average in the 54 games that he played. But as of right now, definitely not going well. So let's take a look at the team stats, see what's going on here. Oh dear. We're 28th in goals for per game in the league with a 3. And then in goals against per game, we are 14th in the league. So that's not as bad as I thought it would be considering the state of our goaltending with a 3.31. But it appears we're struggling to score goals here. Power play, yep. Oh dear. Oh, ooh, 9.4. Wow, that is rough. Penalty kill is sitting at a 75, I believe I saw. Yep, 75%. So, yeah, we need a lot of help scoring goals. And unfortunately, the fact that we might end up trading Bachvist by the trade deadline is not going to help that. But, you know, you do what you got to do. So I think we'll simulate another month here and see what happens. Hopefully someone can pick up the scoring. Right, we need our big players to step up here. We certainly are not in the state to have any passengers here. Ooh, Matthew Savoie is on waivers. Got that 20 passing. He has 5 points in 5 games too for the Atlanta Thrashers this year. And then last year he had 22 and 39. I mean, he's worth a shot, I guess, if we can find a place to fit him into the lineup, which shouldn't be too difficult given the state of our team and the state of our offense in general. I don't know. I'm kind of low on both Malgard and Mustard. They haven't been really great simulators really at all. Mustard only 2 points so far this year, 19 last year, 53 grade. And then Malgard only 2 points so far in 11 games played, 54 grade. He had 36 points last year though, so I guess he gets a pass for now, but I think Mustard's probably gonna be getting moved here. Okay, so apparently we can get a first round pick for John Mustard from Winnipeg. If I just offer this trade, we'll see if that goes through. We've been acquiring first round picks like nobody's business here. And in the meantime, I think I will indeed claim Matthew Savoie. And then just until the Mustard trade goes through, I'm going to send down Fedorov because he's not eligible for waivers. All right, there you go. The Winnipeg Jets have accepted our offer of John Mustard and a second round pick for a first and a second, complete trade. And now we will call up Fedorov again. So now we'll move on with the rest of November and see how it treats us. Oh boy, first major injury of the year. Rhett Sather with an indefinite torn back muscle. Oh man, that's a young defenseman, young 3-star defenseman down for basically the whole year it seems. Was indefinite meaning in this case 4 months. Yeah, that's rough. All right, so we're on December 1st. We are 15, 11, and 1. So we've been getting better as of late. Ever since we acquired Savoie, basically. Although, oddly enough, he hasn't had too much of an impact himself. As we take a look at Savoie, only 3 points so far in 8 games played. I think I'll skip the individual stats for now. I really just want to see how we're trending in terms of goal scoring. Okay, so we're at a 3.33. Goal scoring is way up as of late. That's good. We're at 20th in the league now. And goals against per game is currently 6th in the league at a 3. So overall, we're getting much better as of late. Face-off percentage a little low. 22nd in the league with a 49.3. Power play, I mean, I doubt it could be much worse than it previously was. Yeah, so a 12.3 now. Still not good at all, but slightly better. And then the penalty kill is sitting at 11th in the league with an 81.5. So you know what? As long as we're improving, and that's certainly what happened in that month, I think we can continue on here. And obviously, we're going to have to keep an eye on the situation with Bachvist because I'm still honestly not sure what to do with him. I don't know whether I should trade him now or at the trade deadline. So in fact, I'll put him on the trade block. And I think we can continue up until January 1st here. Oh, we have an offer for Adam Bachvist from Detroit. Maximilian Kilpainen. Only 2-star talent, 2-star potential. No thanks. It needs to be much better than that. It needs to be much better for Adam Bachvist. I mean, that's a 3.5-star talent you're talking about there. All right, we have an offer for Bastion. Ooh, wait a minute. Parker von Richter from, what is that, Atlanta? Yeah, 24 years of age, currently on the Indianapolis Racers. I mean, he's a pretty good puck handler. It's an interesting offer for sure. Personality, let's see. Yeah, it's a good personality. Contract, not bad. Statistically, I mean, you know what? That's a good offer. I should just take that right now. Yeah, I think, yeah. I'm going to take that right now. That's a good offer by the Atlanta Thrashers. Complete trade. There you go. So Nathan Bastian, now a member of the Atlanta Thrashers, and Parker von Richter. Welcome to the Arizona Coyotes. And we'll see what he can do. As actually, I'm going to send down Kieran Poulon, who just came up for injury replacement. He slots in there onto the third defensive pair. Ooh, Fedorov. Major injury, it looks like. Yeah, 2-3 weeks with a fractured rib. That's unfortunate. And we have an offer for Adam Bachvist once again from the New Jersey Devils. Really? What is New Jersey thinking right here? A half-star talent and a 1-star potential at 26 years of age for Adam Bachvist? Are you kidding me, New Jersey? No. Easiest reject of my life. What? Oh man, that's funny. That's funny, New Jersey. How would you like this? Jack Hughes trade offer. Okay, in exchange for, let's see, who's going back the other way. I'm gonna say probably McCulloch, and then you know what? Just to sweeten the deal, okay, I'll go with one Mr. Rocio, Penty Rocio, Stefan McCulloch, and the rights to Penty Rocio for Jack Hughes offer trade. Reaction to the trade offer from the New Jersey Devils. No way. It would be insanely funny if they said yes to that. If they said yes to that, I would have just absolutely lost. I would have just said, you know what, that's it. We're done here. All right, so we're on January 1st, and we are 24-14-3. Talk about it, turnaround. We're currently 4th in the Central Division with 51 points. And as far as the wild card, where do we sit in the wild card? Yeah, we're in the first wild card currently with a 7-point lead on Vegas. So looking pretty good so far overall. Let's take a look at the player stats. So you got Clayton Keller and Braden Yeager leading the way with scoring with 33 points each. Then you got Cedar with 29, Beck with 28, 26 for Michkov, 25 for He, 20 for Zimmer, 17 for Fedorov and Walton, 16 for Nasayan, 15 for Savoie and Bachvist, 13 for Stenberg and Nurse, 12 for Moran and Kostuk, 11 for Muse, 9 for Sather, 8 for Veilleux and Malgard, 3 for Dufour, 2 for Von Richter, and then 0 for Poulon in 3 games played. And then in goal, you have a 885 save percentage in 10 games played for Kosa, and the 921 save percentage in 34 games played for William Lassell. Let's go. He has been so good so far, with the exception of the start of this season. He has been very, very good. So that's very good to see out of William Lassell. Thank goodness he appears to be a very stable goaltender, at least so far. And you know what? It seems like he's only getting better. So seems like we found our guy here in William Lassell. That is a relief to get that out of the way early on in the GM mode. All right, let's take a look at the team stats here. So we're currently sitting 19th in the league in goals for per game, 3.32, not much different from when we last checked. And goals against per game is now 3rd in the league with a 2.85. Thank you, William Lassell. And face-off wise, we're currently at a 50.3, 15th in the league. And power play, we are currently 30th in the league with a 16.2, so it's gradually getting better from that hideous 9% that we saw earlier. And the penalty kill is sitting 19th in the league with a 78.5. Yeah, I don't see any reason to stop here. I think what we'll do is we'll advance to the trade deadline probably, and then we'll end it there, because I do still, I don't know, should I trade Bachvist at this point? Like, I feel like my brain is saying yes, right? But the question is this going to be sustained success? And that's the real question mark. I don't think so. It's just, you know, the way the team currently is, I don't know. The team hasn't shown me enough yet, right? So as far as I'm concerned, this is still a team that's in the process of building, right? So I guess, yeah, it's going to depend largely on what happens leading up to the trade deadline, I think. So yeah, we'll simulate up to the trade deadline in this one. We'll see what happens, and then I guess we'll make a decision from there. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, so let's go up to February 1st to start and just see where we go. And then after that, we'll advance to the trade deadline on March 3rd. Ooh, another major injury. Etienne Morin with a fractured skull, indefinite. Yikes. Yeah, that's terrible. And how long is that indefinite injury for? 8 months. Yeah, I mean, the fractured skull, that'll definitely have you out for a while. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And he's not a bad defenseman for us either. 2.5-star ability, 64 grade defensively so far this year. And I think we're probably going to have to call someone up here, at least for right now. Oh boy, another one. Fedorov, a torn ACL, indefinite. My goodness, how many of these major injuries are we going to get this year? Last year, we barely got any. And this year, we already have 3 up on the injury list. Rhett Sather, Victor Fedorov, and Etienne Morin. And it seems the length on the indefinite injury for Fedorov is 196 days. So that is a good 6 months or so. Yeah, that is rough. So he is done for the season. And I think at this point, I'm going to send down Poulon, and then I'm going to claim off of waivers Houston Hurt. I would have claimed Giannis Moser, but he's got that 3-year deal at 30 years of age, right? For right now, I'm just looking for a solid replacement defenseman, and that would be Houston Hurt. Looks pretty solid all around. I can't imagine he'll be anything special, but you never know. Personality is good. And actually, in 12 games played with Detroit this year so far, he has 8 points and a 63 grade. So I think he'd be worth picking up. Let's claim him, especially in the wake of all of our injuries currently with Moran and Sather out. All right, I mean, it's February 1st. We're 32, 20, and 3. We're at 67 points currently with a wild card spot We're 8 points ahead of Utah. So it's, I would say at this point, as long as we keep at it, we should be making the playoffs this year. At least that's what it's looking like right now. I won't commit to anything yet because we're not quite at the trade deadline, but it's looking like we might end up keeping Buckvis. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to see what I can get back for him too. Like that'll also be a factor. But this team is definitely making it tough on me because like this team has battled harder than I expected them to be honest. And the current outlook is win now as well, according to the game anyway. So this will be an interesting season for sure. An interesting postseason as well, hopefully. So yeah, let's go up to March 1st. Oh, New Jersey at it again for Adam Buckvis. What have they offered this time? Luca Graziano. I mean, that's better than the first offer for sure, but no thanks. Gonna have to do better than that. Oh, we have an offer from Detroit. Come on, what is with all these? Michael Schmidt. Oh dear. Yeah, no, don't have time for that. No thanks. Yeah, okay, this is getting ridiculous. I don't know where the computer AI is getting the idea that these are good trades, but come on. Really? I've gotten better offers. We got a better offer for Nick Dowd back in the Washington Capitals GM mode. It ended up being Carson Lambos, the retiring Nick Dowd, mind you. We got the future captain of our franchise out of that trade. And then here for Adam Buckvis, I can't even get like anything decent. Atlanta? Oh, okay. Here's something. Finally, a good offer for Adam Buckvis, or at least a somewhat good offer. Carson Carrolls. Speaking of Carsons, Carson Lambos, Carson Carrolls. Let's see what he's about. Pretty good personality. He's a little prone to controversy, unfortunately. I mean, he's got some really good offensive ratings. Defensive ratings aren't bad. Physical ratings are pretty good. Mental ratings, not great. He's been playing the AHL all year for the past 2 years. Last NHL action was in the 2028-29 season for 33 games and 11 points and a 65 grade with Chicago. I don't know. I mean, that's a good offer. That's a pretty good offer. Certainly the best offer we've gotten so far for Adam Buckvis, but just given the state of where we're at currently, you know, do I really want to make this trade now? I don't know. We have 14 days to complete the trade, right? So this is going to be active until February 27th. I think, yeah, all right. We'll stop on the 27th then rather than March 1st. But at this point, I'm pretty sure we're going to be holding on to Mr. Adam Buckvis because we've been doing very well lately. We're third in the division now. I mean, honestly, I think let's see, what's Buckvis done so far this year? 21 points, 61 grade, 94 hits. We've been pretty physical. Yeah, I think regardless, I'm going to end this one off here because there's a bit to consider with Buckvis, but I don't know. I think we're going to end up keeping him just given the state of where we're at right now with 39, 24, and 3. Like that's really good. That's much better than I thought this team would be this season. I mean, that's already almost equal to our wins from last season. And there's still a good, 16 games to go. I mean, it seems pretty likely at this point that we're making the playoffs as long as we don't really have a terrible breakdown towards the end of the season here, then we should be good to go for that. At the very least, the wild card, if not the divisional spot like we're at now. All right, you know what? Let's check out what Buckvis wants on his contract one more time. He wants 6.1 for 3 years. I mean, that's not bad. Even the game's saying that's a good quality contract for him. Yeah, there's a bit to consider here. So I think we're going to leave it off here. Yeah, I think with that being said, we're going to end things off here. And the next one, we'll figure out what we're doing with Buckvis, if anything. And then with the way things are going right now, and it certainly seems pretty likely that we're going to be making playoffs for the first time in franchise history, or well, you know, the rebooted franchise history. And we'll see where we go from there. So I'll see you guys in the next one.